This is my audience. Okay. Hello, my name is Jasmine, and today I'm going to be talking about the importance of John Carpenter's 1978 horror film Halloween and how it influenced future horror films. To begin, Halloween, when you think of the word Halloween, you either think of the holiday where you go trick-or-treating and get free candy and dress up in cool costumes. Or you think of the horror film Halloween with Michael Myers. And today I'm going to be talking about both. In the beginning of the making of Halloween, the founder of the production company and film company, his name was Irwin, and he wanted to create a horror film. And when he was younger, the only form of entertainment was on radio. And so he would lay down in bed and listen to the stories, the scary stories and horror stories. And he said that he felt as if he was in those stories as they were being told. And so he wanted his movie to feel as if you're in the movie and witnessing everything unfold in front of you. And one day he saw John Carpenter's second film, and he thought that John Carpenter would be really good for his team to help create the movie, and so he got him onto his team. And in the beginning, Irwin wanted the movie to be based on a serial killer coming after babysitters. And the movie was supposed to be called The Babysitter Murders. And suddenly one night he called John and said it should be changed to Halloween so the movie can be based on Halloween night. It can take place on Halloween night, and they said yes, and so the movie was changed to Halloween. And this is a very good thing, and I feel like it really benefited the movie because since its name is Halloween, it gives it the opportunity to be played on Halloween night each year. And so it gets more screen time and more money. And if it was just the Babysitter Murders, then it probably wouldn't have gotten as much screen time as it did. And what's really cool about this film is its low budget. Since it was an independent film, the budget was very low. It was only $320,000. And despite how much of a low budget, the movie was a big hit. And most of that budget was spent on the cameras, and the kind of camera they got was supposed to help with the kind of motion of the filming, and so it makes you feel as if you're moving along with Michael or with the other characters, and so it feels as if you're in the point of view of the person. And this camera helped it, and this camera made Irwin's vision come to life. And it also added on to Michael Myers' creepiness. And because you're walking with him, it feels like you're also kind of a part of him, but also part of the other characters. So your experience is going to be enhanced. And some other things that make Michael Myers creepy is his mask, and you never see his face, and he doesn't talk, and he walks very slow, so even though you have a good distance between you and him, he just suddenly appears even though he's just walking. Another cool thing is when there's a dark corner, you kind of question yourself whether he's there and if he's gonna pop out, because he's known as the Shape, as the boogeyman. So he's just kind of like this form, and he just kind of appears from dark corners and just slowly follows after you. And another cool thing is there's no blood in the whole film, and you don't really see the initial killings, which is cool because you're still scared of the experience, even though the really gory stuff isn't there. And when you're looking at other horror films, you can really see the influence that Halloween took on them and see how they popularized those influences. Halloween is a slasher film, and although it wasn't the first slasher film, it became known as the founder of slasher film and of the subgenre as a whole. And it also popularized the final girl trope, which, even though it wasn't the first movie to have the final girl trope appeared, it made it more popular. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was released in 1974, and that movie had a final girl trope, along with Psycho, which was released in 1960. That movie had a final girl trope, and Halloween did as well. And even after Halloween, more movies adapted that trope, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Alien, and Friday the 13th. Another cool thing about Halloween is if it wasn't made, then we wouldn't have Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th was inspired on the success that Halloween had, and because of how successful it was despite it being an independent film. And so if it wasn't for Halloween, then on Halloween's success, then Friday the 13th would have never been made, and we wouldn't have Jason. The horror movie Scream also had influences of Halloween. In the third act of Scream, you can see Halloween being played in the background on TV, and which is a really cool Easter egg when you're watching the movie. And another really cool thing is that Halloween popularized holiday killings, and so other movies like My Bloody Valentine, which is for Valentine, and April Fool's Day, which is for April 1st. Those movies were based around that holiday, just like how Halloween was with the holiday Halloween. And in conclusion, Halloween is a very influential movie to horror films because how it popularized many tropes, and because of its independent status and how much success it got despite it being an independent film. Here's my audience.